to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a full face of makeup. Going to be using Sunflower Beauty. Going to use a dupe palette for the chocolate palette, and yeah, I'm going to be creating a fairly natural look. I think most of my looks are kind of natural, kind of easy wear daytime looks. And I do have to go to Rite Aid today, so I have to be out and about. So welcome, guys. I hope that you enjoy this. So I have my, all of my skincare on, and I'm going to now apply my sunscreen. I tend to use this SPF antioxidant rich product here from Rhonda Allison. It's their sheer tint finisher, gives me about an SPF 18, and I switch over to this and I use this daily most of the time through the winter, or I'll go back and I'll, use my SPF 30 from Control Corrective, which is a brightening sunscreen. Those are my two absolute favorites, and I haven't used anything else for many years now. I definitely use the SPF 30 every day in the summer, spring, even through the fall, and then in the winter I switch over and use this every single day, no matter if I think I'm going to be leaving the house or not. I definitely never rely on the SPF in just my foundation or powders alone. I know most of them now add some SPF, but I just don't rely on that because our foundations and makeup and powders tend to break down much quicker during the day than we think. And I'm always, assuming that SPF is not giving me the protection that it could. So I reach for SPF above and beyond every day. So you have heard me talk about this before. I do 2 full pumps. This is a really light sheer tint. It also is quite luminous, and I will use this sometimes as my only kind of face product if I'm really not in the mood to do any makeup at all. If I know I'm not going anywhere during the day and I just don't feel like wearing makeup, I will just wear this because at least I know I have my sunscreen on. So it just gives you a really pretty, very luminous look really to the skin, and it's enough pigment to where you get a little bit of a wash of color, kind of mutes things out. It feels really lovely on the skin. And again, the antioxidant support in this is really loaded. So I'm going to be going in now with my Flower Beauty Light Illusion Illuminating Foundation. This gives me more of a medium coverage, actually. It's probably the heaviest foundation that I use, and it's very comfortable. I don't like kind of more medium to heavy coverage foundations because generally I can feel them throughout the day and they do feel heavy. This one, although the consistency again is heavier than any of my other previous choices for foundation, it still feels really nice on the skin, and I love the finish that this gives me. This one is in Ivory L2, I believe is my shade here. I did also, just in case this didn't work for me, I did get one other shade, but that one doesn't work for me at all, and it doesn't work to mix with this one. I'm very fair, but I definitely have kind of a yellow, back tone to my skin. But man, the coverage of this is very, very nice. It's very pretty layering over the top of the sheer tint finisher. I have been really enjoying that. I had never tried it with it because I wear my other sunscreen in the other months, so I have been really enjoying it. And I'm trying something a little new. I've never tried this with this particular foundation, but this is my Real Technique sponge, and I dampened it, really wrung it out, put it in a towel, and got out all the excess, so it's very, very lightly damp. And I'm going to use this damp sponge to go ahead and continue to blend and press this into my skin. I just love the finish of this. I really do. I use that sponge just kind of more completely a little nicer, I would say. And I kind of press it in my pores. But let me finish. I just really love the finish of this foundation. And now I'm going to put a little bit of this just on the back of my hand because I actually do enjoy using this under my eyes. And I'm going to grab it with the damp sponge And I'm gonna just put this also under and over my eyes. I have actually used this exclusively as my my concealer. I think I'll kind of bring you a little bit closer to me. I hope that's not too close. It's a little scary, you know. It's okay to get that close to the young kids, but when you start getting, you know, my age, it can be a little frightening getting those close-ups. Yeah. Okay. So now I am going to go in with a little bit more concealer. I'm going to use my BareSkin Bare Minerals Serum Heavy Coverage Concealer. This has a lovely coverage. It blends out so easily and beautifully, and the finish is gorgeous. However, I have to set my concealers or it just turns into one big mess during the day. And you know, it's just, I wish I didn't have to. I've experimented with not setting it and it just doesn't work. So I'm looking for still that perfect setting powder for it that will give me still that beautiful light natural illumination that I get. And I did try Bye Bye Pores Illumination Pressed Powder, which is a translucent pressed powder. No, it really dried me out and it made my skin look dry. Initially it was gorgeous, but it didn't take long, and for some reason it settled into all of my lines. It settled in my pores and it brought out the worst possible look to my skin. I was so disappointed in that. Just realized I did not have my microphone on me. It was sitting here, so I know you could hear me, but it doesn't give me the sound I like unless it's actually clipped to me. So I apologize for that. It was sitting right here. I don't know why I didn't think of clipping it on me or didn't see it. But I have done that so many times. Anyway, I am gonna set this concealer both on top and underneath the eye. I have found that I have to be really careful with this powder. I think because of the talc or something, it can really affect the watering of my eyes and really exasperate what I already have, which is the dry eyes that I water. And so I have to kind of press it in. I can't have all of this powdery stuff. It goes in my eyes and I have this terrible burning. So I think it's the talc. I have to be careful with certain eyeshadows too, and I'm thinking they're the ones that have the heavy talc in them, which may be the eyeshadow palette that we are going to be using. And then just to kind of take away any possible cakiness that powder, you know, may have given, I'm just going to take my damp sponge again. This is barely damp. It's actually very cool and it feels nice. But I'm just going to kind of pat over that last little powdering that I did. Okay, we are ready to start the eyes now. So I am using from Makeup Revolution the dupe really for the chocolate palette in the Too Faced line, and this is called Death by Chocolate. I kind of forgot about this palette and I love this palette. It's so pretty. These colors are absolutely gorgeous. I don't know, maybe some of you would think they were boring. I think they're neutral and beautiful. Really, really pretty. I would say there's a mix between satins and mattes. There are a couple kind of frostier colors in this as well. So it's kind of a really nice mix. Really, really pretty. So I'm going to use the following color that you're going to see in just a little bit as my all over wash color. So I'm just going to kind of pat this in first. That eliminates some fallout, and it really kind of pats in and presses in that pigment right away. And I find that it really cuts down on skipping that can occur with kind of crepier skin. And I bring the wash all the way from the lash line all the way up into the brow bone, right up here in the front of the brow. And I definitely like to put it right here in the corner, just pretty much everywhere. Okay, so now we're going to go into that transition color, and the transition color I'm going to be using is the following color. So I'm going to pat, 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 put that in right above my natural crease and here in the side of my mobile lid and up and in the actual crease. I love this application to be very, very soft. And if I can't get it to look soft with this application itself, I'll go in with my blending brush and make sure that it is. Very pretty. I love it because it's not too pink, and it's just a really pretty neutral blush pink. On me, it barely looks pink. Okay. So before I go much further, I want to brighten up the inside corner of my eyes here. So I'm going to go in with this color. Just going to use my pinky for this. This one's got a little bit more illumination than the wash color, which is pretty matte. This one just has a tiny bit more, and I'm just going to put that right here in the corner. It's definitely a brighter color, and it will really brighten up that part of my eye, which is what I like doing. I'm just going to make sure that I brush off any excess. All right. I'm going to go in with the smallest of the dome brushes here by Makeup Geek. And I'm going to go into that green gray. So I'm going to pat that in right here at the very end. Reloading. I like to go in very light and then build. I'm going to take my blending brush now and I'm just blending this inside line and this upside line. Upside. I guess that's a Jill term. All right, I'm going to do the other eye now. Now, a little tip for you, if you have more of a hooded eye than I do, my eyes are definitely getting more hooded as I age. You'll want to bring kind of that deeper shadow up a little bit higher, so when you open your eyes without lifting your eyebrows, you can still see a good amount of that color, because after all, this is the darkest color of the look, and you're going to want that to be something that goes on those hoods, so it will make those recede, and that's the illusion that we want to create. Makeup is just all about highlighting and contouring, really. That's all it is, a play with light, and then the colors are just the bonus. So anything that you want to disappear, you're going to want to put a matte, kind of darker color. It doesn't always have to be completely matte for it to work, depends on where it's going and all of that. And I'm going to just really, again, soften that top line and that inner line there. I'm going to go in with another Morphe 441 brush, the same brush that I used for that transition color. And I just kind of want to intensify just right up in here. We've warmed it up really nicely with that really pretty blush pink. And now I'm actually going to go in with this color. And I'm going to put this just with a very light touch right here at the end. Okay, I'm not going to bring it all the way in like we did with that really pretty blush pink, but I'm putting it right in here. Okay. I'm going to take my blending brush, and again, I'm just going to blend that top edge out. We're hearing Cooper. And I'm going to go in with a brush that I did use. Same, I have two of these, which is so nice. I really love these brushes, you guys. I'm so glad that my husband, I think he accidentally got me two of the same, and I'm so glad he did. But this is that same Morphe 441. I'm going to go into that blush pink once again. Really tap that off, and I'm going to put that right in here and kind of get that a little bit darker as well. I just didn't want to take that kind of mocha brown color in this area. And I'm going to blend that out again. That is it. That's all we're going to do for our eyeshadows. Again, this is that Makeup Revolution Death by Chocolate palette. Such a great value. I'm gonna use a dark black. This is a creamy eye pencil, and it is definitely like a coal black, and I'm gonna tight line underneath here, and that will help to give me a little bit of definition to the shape of my eyes. And I think tight lining really is my absolute favorite tip for maturing women. I just love doing this. It definitely gives me a look that kind of defines my eye without closing it in. It's virtually impossible, almost impossible for me anymore to do a really nice line close to my lash line on top of my lash line anymore. It's just too crepey, and so I just love this. Now I'm going to go in with mascara. I'm using the Too Faced Better Than Sex, which I feel like I just got this and it's already getting quite clumpy. So I'm going to be needing a new one soon. I'm going to go in with my Benefit Foolproof Brow Powder. I'm using palette number 3, and I am going to use a little angle brush here. And after I'm done with the powder, I'm going to go in with the Gimme Brow. This is a tinted brow gel, and I use actually number 4, which is significantly darker than the powder, but I've grown to really like that kind of difference, a little subtle difference in those colors. I think it looks pretty natural, and I'm pretty happy with it. And then I like to kind of let it dry a little bit, and then I'll go back with my little spoolie and kind of break things apart a little bit. If I've dumped a little bit more tint somewhere, it kind of mutes all of that out. And so I'm gonna just kind of let it kind of sit there and dry for a bit. And also, while that is kind of hanging out, I'm going to go in and brighten just a little bit underneath my arch there under my eyebrow. Let me look for my little brush that I like to use for that. I guess this one will work. And I'm going to go in with this color for that. I really like to tuck it right up in there. To be honest, I usually do this before I get my brows on, but I forgot to do it. That's okay. We'll just be a little careful with it. And what that does is it gives us just a little bit of lift. All right, guys, so I'm going to go over now, before I put any blush on or anything else, I'm going to now use the Pure Radiance with kind of a floofy blush brush here, and I'm going to put that all over my face. As you know, I love these radiances. I think they give this really pretty finish. They are really more finishers than setters. And I just think they are, again, probably my second favorite mature skin kind of makeup tip for us mature women. I think they are overlooked and underrated. I absolutely adore the radiances. Flawless Radiance and Pure Radiance are the ones that I use a lot. And when I use them, I definitely don't have to use a highlighter, just some sort of cheek color. The Pure Radiance has just the slightest pink glow to it. And the Flawless Radiance is definitely more neutral. So if you don't want a little pink undertone to cool off your skin, then the Flawless Radiance would be a better choice for you, I think. Okay, so now I'm actually going to use that really pretty blush pink color as my blush, and I will see if I want to add a little something else after I use that, but I really want to utilize this color. It's so pretty. And I'm going to use this here Morphe brush. This is new to me as well. This is M427, and it's got the floofies up here that I absolutely love for applying cheek color. And this one I just washed, but it's already dirty. This is an IT Cosmetics one. Again, it's the floofy, and it's my, again, favorite way to apply my blush color. So I'm going to go ahead and put this right into the pan here. This is, again, that beautiful blush pink. I'm going to see what this does here. I'm going to put it right here. Oh yeah, that's pretty. Let me try again. I really do like that. I'm going to bring it up here just to kind of give me a little bit of color up there as well. I generally do tend to like a very light color on my cheeks. I don't like to do up my cheeks too much, only because I tend to really do up my eyes. So yeah, I definitely, I have had people, Jill, you should really wear more blush. But I don't know, it's kind of what I like to do. And this is a really pretty color. If they had this in a blush pan, I'd probably use it. I think that is enough color for me. All right, now you're going to want to sit down for this if you aren't already, because I'm actually going to go in with a lip liner that isn't the Charlotte Tilbury Iconic Nude. This is actually more of a pinky color, and it's by Sonja Kashuk. Got this at Target, and I will hopefully be able to tell you the color of this down in the description box. But I'm going to use this as a really pretty light pink color. I absolutely adore these lipsticks. I really, really do. I'm going to put the name of them here because I never remember them. I never remember the name, but this color is called Kisses. These are hand poured. I love the packaging, and they're so creamy. They feel lovely on the lips, and I'm in love with these. I want to get more of them. And then over the top of that, I'm going to add a little bit of this. This is a Buxom gloss. Buxom gloss, and this is the White Russian. Gonna just do this in the very middle. This will travel so fast, and before I know it, it's just escaping right down there in the corner of my mouth. I hate that, but I love, 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 love this lip gloss. So just a little bit, right there, right in the center. All right, so we're going to finish up the brows really quick, which basically amounts to me kind of brushing, using my little spoolie here and breaking these apart, making sure that I distribute that tint that's in there on both sides here. And I've ran out of actual setting clear gel for my brows, so I need to get some more of that. But otherwise, that would be my next step. Okay, I'm gonna get my helper hair on now and I'll be right back. So this look is pretty much a combination of drugstore and high-end brands. This is a really soft look, perfect for daytime, really. I hope you enjoyed it. Okay guys, we will see you really soon. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.